Alright, welcome back, Dolphione fans. It is that time again for an NGDL match, and this is week 10 of the NGDL. Only 3 more weeks to go, and it was looking really good just 2 weeks ago. We're sitting pretty at 5-2, but we have lost the last 2 games, and yeah, those were pretty demoralizing losses. If you haven't seen them, don't, because yeah, we've had a lot go against us. Both of the times I felt like I prepped pretty well. I got pretty outplayed by IV Pips, and then of course last week against Fat Jesus with his stupid crit. Yeah, so we are really not in a good position. It's been draining a little bit on the confidence levels, but more than that, we're down to 5-4, and we are currently outside of the playoffs looking in. The good news is that the people that we had to beat out are also sitting at 5-4 to get a wild card spot. Right now, Quilliams23 has a pretty good stranglehold on the division, since he does have 7 wins, but Mr. Chabry has fallen a bit, and so has Fat Jesus, and one of them is guaranteed to lose this week. So I can put myself back in the playoff picture here with a win. Unfortunately, the scheduling, the Poke Gods like to kick you when you're down. I have a really hard matchup this week against Sharpedo43, who is 7-2 and looking to clinch up his own division, which is the Green Division. Like I said, I have 4 straight battles against the Green Division, and I have not had great luck against this Green Division. It's been a rough go of it so far, and now we're going to play perhaps the best team in that division, in Sharpedo43 Sylmar Sylveons. So this is a match we really have to win if we need to make the playoffs. In fact, looking at our conference in preseason, I pegged 8-4 as like the magic number. Now that a couple teams are 5-4 as well, I'm thinking that maybe a 7-5 can get in. But it's something we have to keep in mind. I don't have the tiebreaker. In fact, I've lost the tiebreaker against the other 2 5-4 teams, the Kentucky Typhlosions and the So if you want to make a postseason push, it's going to have to come this week right now. And it couldn't. This is a really bad matchup for me. So let's go ahead and get into it. I didn't make any changes this week to the Dolphiones roster. Maybe I should have, because we are facing a pretty good squad. But yeah, I ended up sticking with Charizard Y, and that is pretty much because I completely forgot to transform it. So that's a thing. In fact, I actually prepped this week expecting to have Charizard X at my disposal, because it does resist electric type, which he has a couple decent ones, but then I completely forgot. So yeah, that sucks for me. Looking at his roster, he hasn't really changed it much either, and it's really that Marshadow that lines it up. It is an incredibly scary Pokemon that is going to do incredibly scary things to my entire team. And because I forgot to transform, I am actually pretty vulnerable to that Electrode, which he's been liking to use, and that Raichu, which is also pretty scary. So, plus, of course, Gardevoir can also have electric moves. So, yeah, it's not great that I completely forgot to transform my Charizard, but that was kind of my fault, to be honest. But, yeah, things have just been rough, okay? So, I did do my best. We are going to bring Leafeon. In fact, I wanted to bring Leafeon anyway, because Leafeon has a really nice matchup here. A lot of his Pokemon fall into 2 categories: really fast Pokemon and really slow Pokemon. His really fast Pokemon I can outspeed in the sunny day, which actually kind of works out, because I do have Charizard Y, and I was actually planning to hardcast Sunny Day, which I might still end up doing on that Leafeon. But there you go. I also need webs, obviously, because I can't set up Dragon Dance reliably without webs. And yeah, so I'm bringing Charizard Y instead of Charizard X. Which kind of works out on its own right, because I can justifiably get rid of Dragon Claw for something like, I don't even know, maybe Earthquake. I am going to go with a physical Y. I want to Dragon Dance on something, because nice thing about Charizard, if I do have these sticky webs up, I can outspeed that Marshadow at +1, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, so this is going to be a scary matchup. The Electrode is actually a really scary Pokemon, because it obviously outspeeds my entire squad, and my squad is weak to Electric because I forgot to transform Charizard. But more than that, he has the Mudsdale, which is going to be annoying. But one thing about his draft I did notice, though, is he doesn't really have... he has 2 Pokemon with Defog. He has that Braviary, and he has the Drampa. So he doesn't have a really strong defog game, so he doesn't have a great hazard removal game. So if I can get some hazards on the field, it's going to only benefit me. I am going to bring the Wakan Bear and Araquanid, and I am also going to bring the Focus Sash and Aerodactyl. I don't know what I want to lead with. I kind of think he's going to lead with Electrode. I'm going to go with maybe a Scarf. Crocodile's a lead, but it really depends on what he brings. The Gardevoir is kind of scary, although the Gardevoir isn't quite as scary since I can resist Moonblast. And I kind of think he's going to Scarf it, because he's been doing that. But really, he could go anything with that, which is just another reason I really need to get those sticky webs up, which, maybe I should lead with Arachnid, because I do have the Wakan Berry. So I'm going to have to really contemplate what I lead with. The Braviary is going to be really scary, too, because it can hit really hard with Brave Bird. Pretty much my entire team is from, like, Celesteela and, maybe, Crocodile and Aerodactyl resist. But it is going to be a scary Pokemon, and it might be his Defogger this week. So, yeah. I think I have an adequate enough game plan going in here, considering I completely forgot to transform my Charizard. Also the Mega Sharpedo, which is his namesake Pokemon, is a super scary threat, and it's annoying base speed, because if it gets on its base form, it gets a speed boost, and then I Mega Evolve it. It has 105 base speed, so it makes Manectric hard, because that'll be a speed boost, or a speed tie, even if I am Scarfed. So that's all I really have to say about this matchup. I know I've been talking a lot longer in recent battles, but honestly, man, the burnout after those 2 devastating losses has kind of killed the motivation a little bit. But no, we're gonna go ahead and continue with this match, and we really need the win, so hopefully I can figure out something. So here we go. Alright, my friends, here it is, the battle against the Sylmar Sylveons. So there's the teams. Like I said, I'm just kind of jaded at this point. I didn't even realize I didn't add Charizard X. So we're gonna roll it out, roll with it with the Charizard Y, and I'm like, you know what, let's just bring the physical Charizard Y. Let's give this thing a shot. Quilliams thinks it's really good. So let's go ahead and just lead with it, because at the very least, he probably won't expect this to actually be a thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and Mega Evolve. He ends up switching out directly into Bob Marley here, his Drampa. And yeah, I'm just gonna go right for the Flare Blitz. I didn't want to go for the Dragon Dance right off the bat, in case he had, like, I don't know, a Scarf Marshadow. Didn't want to lose that, I didn't want to steal that. So I just go for the, Flare Blitz. It ends up doing over half to this thing. So that's not, it means it's not physically bulky, which is kind of what I expected, since he actually should have been preparing for Charizard Y. So that's one of the things I guess I didn't realize about the Mega Charizards, is I can kind of play people, like, with this physical Charizard Y. And mind you, I just kind of went with it the last minute. I guess I can kind of, like, what's the word? Like, mess with people, because people are going to be expecting it if I'm, bringing a Charizard Y. They're not going to be expecting a physical set, really. But, yeah, so that's good for me. And as you can see, I'm just kind of getting some really nice advantage here with Charizard Y. I just keep going for Flare Blitz. I don't actually have Solar Beam. He was probably scouting for it there. I ended up deciding to go for the Roost. And I believe the Sun is going to be wearing off this turn, so I'm going to actually switch out into my Arachnid. Now, I did put the Koba Berry. I think I said in pregame that I was going to put the Wakan Berry, but I ended up deciding, after some analysis pregame, like right before I was about to play the match, that I'm going to get screwed over with this Braviary, so I'm like, okay, better put the Koba on it. I was kind of hoping that he'd go for the Brave Bird here, since I know even if it's a Choice Band one, I can live. And kill it with the Liquidation, but unfortunately he is not going to let that happen, and I'm just going to use Liquidation against the Melodic, which is actually kind of whatever, because he does have Competitive, so now he's going to get some special attack, which is not really great. So he's going to recover now, which was unfortunate. I was kind of hoping maybe I could just finish it off here, but yeah, obviously this isn't going to have Recover. Let's go for another Liquidation. And, yeah, it actually does pretty nice damage at -1 defense, but I don't know exactly. I mean, I'm assuming that it has, Scald and probably Ice Beam as its 2 attacking moves, if it has even 2 attacking moves. But no, I'm just actually going to set up Sticky Webs now, because Sticky Webs is a major part of my plan. I know that the Drampa, I mean, he's either his Drampa or his Braviary. There's only 2 Defoggers, and being that I just killed Drampa, I'm kind of and I saw the U-turn on the Braviary. I'm wondering if the Braviary even has it. If it is Choice Scarf or Choice Band, he probably won't have it, so that means I can get up these Sticky Webs permanently, which is going to be huge, actually. I really need the Sticky Webs up just to avoid the chance of a Scarf Marshadow or something like that. It also helps against that Mega Sharpedo, his namesake Pokemon, that's in the back of his team, which is another really scary threat that can probably sweep me. So, yeah, we end up trading Toxics here, which I guess is kind of fair. Yeah, he is going to switch out, and he goes out into Dial-Up, his Registeel, as I just go for a Liquidation. And yeah, it's not going to do a whole lot, so I'm thinking maybe it is a physical Registeel. Although I'm not 100% sure. Registeel is just bulky in general. It's hard to break in general. But this is kind of bad because I know he's going to be setting up Stealth Rocks. My Arachnid is pretty weak, so I'm going to have a hard time setting up the Sticky Webs again, so I end up deciding to go back into my Mega Charizard Y now. And I do that, obviously, to avoid the Stealth Rock damage while switching in, and there is the Stealth Rock. Now, he's probably carrying some sort of rock move on this Registeel, so I don't want to, like, try to set up against this thing. I'm just going to go for the Flare Blitz. It probably will take it out, even if it is a physical defense set, because the sun is up, and it's just super powerful. I am Adamant, actually. I'm an Adamant Charizard Y, so, yeah. The one thing that the reason I was able to go for Adamant is because he has, like I said, he has actually a slower team aside from his speedsters, which is the Mega Sharpedo, Marshadow, and Electrode. And of course, I Scarf Braviary, so in comes Braviary. I don't know this set. I mean, the fact that he's coming in with it here means it's probably Scarf, but I need to know that for certain, and knowing that will definitely help. Although this is kind of a problem that it is Scarfed, because I actually took the Scarf off my Crocodile at the last minute. I went for Band instead, and of course this thing's probably going to be Defiant, so this thing is pretty much something I cannot come into with, again, you know, with my Crocodile anymore, so probably shouldn't have done that. So that's probably a mistake I made pre-game. But yeah, so anyway, Celesteela is going to come in, and I ended up just going for an Air Slash. I did that, I guess, if he wanted to go into Marshadow. It was probably stupid. Why would he do that? I should have actually just went for a Flamethrower to hit this Registeel coming in the sun. That would be pretty nice. And I don't want to get Withered down here, especially since this thing could carry Thunder Wave. I decided to scout for the Thunder Wave going out into my Crocodile, but I still don't know this thing's complete moveset. Intimidate obviously doesn't work. I am Choice Banded. I think I'm just going to go for the knockoff here. He ends up going for the Rock Slide. Or not Rock Slide, he ends up going for the Rock Tomb, sorry. So that actually lowers speed, which makes it kind of annoying too, but definitely not as annoying as him having Thunder Wave. And I think I've seen this thing's moves now. Because, no wait, I think I might be missing one move. He has Protect, he has Stealth Rock, he has Rock Tomb. I'm gonna go into a Arachnid here. Trying to, like I said, scout his last move. I'm not entirely sure what it is, and there it is, the Toxic. So now I know his entire moveset. I know it doesn't have T-Wave, which is really important for me to know, because that means that my Celesteela, who is, like I said, autonomized this week, has a chance to set up against this thing. So he is going to go ahead and kill my Arachnid. I was kind of just foddering it, and something I do need to do in order to potentially get a reverse sweep here. My Charizard Y did a really good job of breaking his team open, so I need to set up Stealth Rocks just to get the, obviously the 25% on Braviary. He already has some significant Brave Bird damage on it. But yeah, I know that I need to pretty much sacrifice Aerodactyl to do that. He goes for the Rock Tomb. It's going to lower my speed, not that it matters. I'm still going to be faster than this guy, and I do have Earthquake. I'm just going to go for it. And yeah, that is super effective, but obviously Registeel is super bulky, and it doesn't even do half, which, yeah, it's about as much as I expected. He's going to go for another Rock Tomb. Doesn't actually quite kill Aerodactyl, which is kind of nice, which means I should get another Earthquake on this thing, unless he decides to switch. I don't think he'll switch here, but you never know. He does have Braviary, which can come in. Of course, he probably is fearing me switching it up, going for a Rock move or something, but I actually don't have a Rock move. I have Aerial Ace. But no, he's just going to go with the Toxic to kill, well, actually not even kill my Aerodactyl, because that's not going to quite do it. And I end up thinking about it, and I end up switching out here, because I know for a fact he's probably going to go for the Protect just to try to stall out my Aerodactyl and get some extra life or leftovers recovery. So I'm just going to go into Celesteela, and the other thing that this does is, I know that Braviary is his last main threat to, well, no, Marshadow is a huge threat to me, but it might come down to Brave Bird Recoil, and having that Pokemon in the back would allow me to win 1-0 if it does come down to that. So I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping I can just go ahead and sweep with Celesteela now. I'm going to go for the Autotomize. I do have Flamethrower. It's actually not going to do a whole lot at +0, and this is actually a weakness policy, Celesteela. Unfortunately, he didn't end up bringing Electrode, which is kind of what I was targeting to trigger my weakness policy with like a Volt Switch or something, but no, he doesn't actually bring Electrode. So I don't think the weakness policy is going to come into play. But I'm just going to go for the Autotomize, and yeah, now I have to go for another one because I know that he's going for Rock Tombs. These Rock Tombs are doing absolutely nothing to me. He has almost certainly very little, he probably has no attack investment, so it's not doing a whole lot. One thing I do have to remember, though, is that the Shadow Snake on his Marshadow can do, like, upwards of, like, 70 damage to me. 70-something damage, so I have to hopefully stay out of that range. I'm going to go for the Flamethrower. I end up trying to go for the second Protect and failing, which is good for me. Although, yeah, he ends up surviving, which is... Really? But now I'm just going to go to finish him. There's no point for him to waste time and just to go for another Protect. He's not going to get enough HP to survive again. And finally, that triggers D-Boost, which is huge, because the Braviary, it can't go into Braviary, but Braviary, with that recoil damage and the Stealth Rock, is going to be too weak to survive an Air Slash, which he already knows I have. I do have Grass Knot, which to hit these water types as well as Mudsdale, so I'm going to go for Grass Knot against this Sharpedo at +1. It's definitely going to kill. Unfortunately, though, the fact that he went into this means he probably has Aqua Jet, and he does. So that was a priority move I was kind of hoping he wouldn't have, because I was still healthy enough to live a... Shadow Sneak, but now I'm at 61, which means a Shadow Sneak will almost certainly kill me, unless he's Scarfed. If he's Scarfed, I think I have a pretty good chance to live, but if he's Life Orb, or... Yeah, if he's Life Orb, he just kills me with the Shadow Sneak, or Choice Bandit, God forbid. And he does take down my Celesteela, which is super bad, and I'm like, well, Leafeon, you have to do the thing. I decide just to click Sunny Day, and I thought for a minute that this was the wrong play. Oh crap, he's just gonna go for a Choice Band, and then he's just gonna finish all the Shadow Sneak. I know I can live one Choice Band, but he tries to save his Marshadow, not wanting me to take it out, which gives me a Sunny Day. And I'm like, wait, I made the right play? I actually made a play and it worked? Because now, I'm in a super good position. Yeah, just gonna go for that Leaf Blade against this Melodic. So I'm gonna take that thing out. And now what? Braviary? Like, no, he's gonna go out into Marshadow. Okay. This is perfect. Marshadow gets the speed drop. And I'm just gonna go for the Bloom Doom. I'm gonna put the Grassium Z on this thing just to take out this Marshadow in one shot. I'm gonna just go for it. Should obliterate this thing, and his only Pokemon left is Braviary. With the Scarf, it doesn't matter because I have the Sunny Day. I have the Chlorophyll. So Leafeon, the savior, on a prayer, gonna come in here and save the Dolphiones season. The Braviary does survive the knockoff, but more importantly, it gets rid of the Scarf. So even if the recoil didn't take it out, which it will, I still have Crocodile, which can outspeed. So, Christ! Oh my god, going into this game, I did not think I was going to win. His team on paper was hugely superior to mine. But Leafeon, in the end, pulling out that W, just in eating it for breakfast. Man, I'm hyped. Like, I was really tired today. I still am. You might hear it in the narration. I did not have a very good sleep last night, so yeah. I was not extremely confident going into this game. Plus the 2 demoralizing losses. But after this, advancing to 6-4, we have a realistic shot again, my friends. Hopefully the Dolphiones can come in and finish out strong. We need to take out Scap Gandy next week, as well as Zack Attack in the final weeks. But we got the win to stay alive today, and I'm just going to be happy with that. Anyway, today's question of the day has to do with a thing I'm sure you guys have all known by now, the Galarian forms. And, yeah, so they were revealed. And interestingly enough, not only do we get Galarian forms in Sword and Shield, which are like Alolan forms, regional variants, but we have some interesting ones that have been revealed so far. Let's go with talking about the Zigzagoon first, which is a really weird choice because it's actually the first Pokemon to get a regional variant that's not from Gen 1. And why pick a freaking Zigzagoon, man? A Zigzagoon was just everywhere in Gen 3, which is a really annoying Pokemon. Seems like a weird choice, but and here's the Lanoon, the Galarian Lanoon. And by the way, these are dark normal types. But not only is it the first non-Gen 1 Pokemon to get a regional variant, it's the first one to get a regional evolution exclusive, with the inclusion of this Obstagoon thing. So it's getting, which it just looks ridiculous to me. I'm not sure how much I like it. It looks like a Rockster. It looks like Kiss. I think that's probably what it's based off of. I don't even know what to think. But here's probably the best regional variant, and if you haven't seen it, this is amazing. This is the best regional variant I've ever seen. At least my favorite so far. And here we go. I give you Galarian Weezing. I give you Galarian Weezing, the most fabulous thing I have ever seen. The haters gonna hate. This thing's amazing. I love this thing. This thing is ballin'. This is probably the best thing I've ever seen. At least the best thing I've heard about in Sword and Shield for a while. Haters gonna hate. It's fairy for some reason. I don't get that. But I love it. I love it so much. The top hat with the, the steam coming out. Oh, it's a gentleman. It's a gentleman Weezing. This is fantastic. This makes my day. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say about it. So yeah, leave a comment about how you feel about these Galarian forms. And the Dolphiones hanging on by a string here in Week 10. Feels good to win. But yeah, we still have a rough road to go coming up, so hopefully we can pull out those 2 wins. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you later. Bye.